a very warm welcome to another episode of Fauza's Diary. If you are looking for something little and yet inspiring, then you have stumbled upon the right show. That's the beauty about my diaries. They inspire us, they encourage us, but also they make us think. Joining me on this conversation today is my beloved sister, Mireille Toulekima, all the way from Perth, Australia. Can you imagine? Dubai, Australia. The distance is too big to think about it. But she has taken her time to join me on this conversation. And she is a global entrepreneur in the gas and energy sector for over 25 years. She loves women empowerment. She's a coach, and she reminds women to tap into their inner greatness. That's what she loves. Mireille, ma chérie, I wish I can speak French to you, but I need to learn and
but
French.
That's fine. We'll work on that. I'll coach you on that thing. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me on your platform and for making me part of your diary. It's just so humbling for me. So like you said, I'm Mireille. I'm based in Perth, Australia. And I've been an entrepreneur for quite some time, but I started really working with corporates for 20 years, and then the last let's say 5+ years doing more entrepreneurship globally in the oil and gas industry, oil and gas and energy sector. But I didn't stop, because I'm all about personal development and really expanding ourselves and making sure that we put out of the table everything we have. So I've been also venturing into leadership coaching, trying to empower women all over the world with a particular focus with, women into my industry, but really, opening up the door now to every single woman, making sure that they understand that they have greatness inside of them and really use this greatness, this inner greatness to empower themselves and really, lead their feminine power, and leadership and bring it to the table, because that's what's missing right now, I think, in the world, where there's too much testosterone on the, on the leadership, on the leadership table. And we need to bring this feminine power, feminine leadership.
I say a touch of it.
Exactly.
Just a little bit.
Just not even a little bit, just blend it with what's going on, with what's already available, and really move to the next level. So that's what I have, because I do few things, but it's everything that I do is really about empowering people and making sure they become the best version of themselves, and using my own experience and also pushing myself every day to become, better than yesterday. So that's
that is so nice and very encouraging. I mean, I've been it's like before we went on, I said I feel like I have known you for years now, and I've been following very closely what you are doing. And it takes a lot of love, I always say, for a woman, to really honestly and authentically wanting to, to impact or to make a change or a difference. And for you actually living on a different country altogether, it takes a lot of courage to withstand and to push on the boundaries. But I know you do quite a lot also for the girls. You're empowering girls with in STEM and all that. But I just want to hear, how have you been handling the current season that we are in, with everything that you are doing, because COVID-19 has disrupted a lot of things, and you have to, to navigate and find new avenues and all that. So how has this been for you?
Yeah, I mean, COVID-19 have been really a testing, a testing ground for everybody. We all been disrupted. There's a lot of uncertainty around, especially as business, as businesswoman, as entrepreneur. There's all this uncertainty, the volatility, things changing all the time, and not really knowing where we're going.
Yeah.
And I've been affected as well, but my way of handling it was more, and as an entrepreneur, also in my adventure, is to really stay focused on the vision and the mission that I have for my businesses and for what I really want to accomplish, and the value that I want to bring. So this things is still there, and that's the constant in all of this. Now it was about look at how to do certain things differently. So, for example, as part of my consulting work in MT Energy, which is my consulting oil and gas and energy company, I obviously had to reduce cost. So I had to let go of certain of my staff, but at the same time increase my presence, on online, and start to do more things like the training that I used to do and travel for, because I used to travel quite a lot in different countries to do the trainings, to speak as well on different professional conference. So all of that now I've moved it online. So I do a lot of the training now online, and obviously all the conferences and all the summit that are in the industry are now moved online as well. So that's really the key move that I've done so far, and which means that it also demanded more time from me to be structured, because at the end of the day, not everybody is likes the online,
No,
so you have,
because,
it's a different rapport. So you have to work on that, and really understand, how you're gonna be able to get your message through and get people to take action. And I think that has been the challenge, because I'm more the type of person who give
a person.
Pass on, but now you have to also make sure that what you pass on, it's gonna have something at the end of the tunnel. And that's where the shift have been, because mostly before, when I was using online was more something that I didn't expect anything from. I was just giving, but now it's
giving you
basically
back.
a tool. So it's a tool. It's my workspace. So that's a different relation, different connection that I have to work around. So that has been the key one. But I think the thing is to get rid of people that you really enjoy, and that they have value, but because you need to survive, then you have to find a way to navigate and let them know that for this season it's not possible, but it's not the end of the world, because you still need to get through. And if you get through, it's also going to be for them, because you can bring them back at some point. But then there's the uncertainty of when, and that's that's the key thing.
I don't think it's you. I think it's every business at the moment, and if you flip the coin, there will always be an impact in one way or another. But again, if we look onto the opportunities that we've been having now lately, how powerful, social media, internet, and, has been. Nobody was using social media as as the way you said you give. Before it was just giving. Now you can also receive, and everyone is online now. It's the new thing. So
it's a new workplace.
it
It's
is
a
the
new
new
market.
workplace. Yeah.
So
I mean, look, we are here
really,
now having this conversation. Thank goodness for Zoom, isn't it? So
exactly.
yeah, I mean, we have to find a way to maneuver. But I love what you said, you know, the shift and all that. You didn't just,
and
you know.
the other thing is, you know, because you know that in certain market they might not have, especially for the work that I do in empowering girls, and mostly, you know, I empower girls who are in remote areas. So you need to rely on anybody that you can collaborate with. So you have to continue to nurture, you know, those collaboration and
the
really
greatness.
Exactly, and really grow those collaboration, because now you can't physically go. So you need to rely on people on the ground and really make sure that those collaboration are actually honoring your vision and what you really want to do. So that's also another part of, you know, the shift that's needed to happen. You have to trust people a little bit more now, because they are there. You don't see them, you don't control them. So you have to trust that somebody can actually translate your vision locally
and to something, to something powerful on how you envision it.
Exactly. So that's also a key one that had to change in all the philanthropic work that I was doing.
I love that. I mean, I honestly, it's like what I've said. I love just watching the work that you've been doing on, you know, empowering and supporting and all that. You know, again, it really does take a lot of love, because service is not for everybody.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
So, moving on, do you think then there will be a big change when, you know, Corona is contained? Do you think you will have major changes? I mean, basically
basically everything is changed now, and some of the things that we've not implementing are going to stay. Well, I think especially on the online part, a lot of businesses are going to stay online. So if they can, that's what they're going to do. So I think it's going to be, the shift is already happening, and it's going to stay. So that's my own, you know, that's my own forecast in a way, because what COVID actually brought is, you know, force people to sit down and start to look at what's been working in their business and what is not been working, and help them, force them to adjust their business model and understand, you know, where they bring the value, where there's really value that they bring, and really start to get rid of what is just artifact and not really bringing value. Slim down the whole thing, and change completely your business model. So I think it's gonna stay. It's there to stay. In what format, that's gonna be very, I don't know, but I know that whatever you know, any company that's gonna, you know, go forward past this crisis is gonna have at least still part of their business online, because that's gonna be a big market still. So some might go completely online, some are gonna have to split. You know, I don't know how it's gonna be the split, but they're still gonna have some presence online. And then maybe resume, except maybe, I mean, if you are in aviation or if something like that, then that's something else. But
tell me about aviation.
So I mean, so that's the key.
That is I mean, it's we have to find a way. And every time I listen to you, you know, talking, I feel like it is also your why that has been, you know, keeping you grounded and finding new avenues to maneuver and all that. Because it's easy to give up, you know. That's never. I always believe, you know, it shouldn't be the option. There is always a way. There is always a way. That for sure I always believe. And yeah, but in your industry, especially in the energy sector, you know, do you think there will be new opportunities?
I mean, you know, I'm always one of those person who thinks that whatever the chaos, whatever the obstacle, whatever that it's happening, there's always at least one opportunity. And my, you know, my attitude is always, where is this opportunity? And I will try to find it. Yeah. Even if it's just one, I will find the opportunity, because I don't want to, I think in everything, it's your mindset. I don't want to think too much about what I've lost. You know,
please repeat that again, dear.
Yeah, you
the
know,
mindset.
I've lost, you know, the mindset is very important. So what I've lost, that's fine. I've lost it. It's gone. It's not going to come back. I can only work, you know, on what I can bring, you know, now and in the future. So that's why, you know, I don't know who's going to listen or who's listening. It's important that you focus on, you know, trying to be a problem solver and find this opportunity to say, okay, I'm here, this is what's happening, this is the state of this industry. How can I bring where can I bring a solution with the knowledge that I have, the experience that I have, and then pinpoint this opportunity and go for it. So I think for the oil and gas industry, it's been a very, you know, a very intensive technology and technology-driven type of industry, and very conservative as well. So I think with this disruption, the people are going to be a little bit less conservative, and there's going to be an emphasis on getting things, you know, looking at technology so that we can do things without having to move too much, or without having to have too many people, you know, even on the operational side and things. So really for me, the opportunity is for us, you know, and especially small business owners and medium company, is to look at how we can get, you know, into the technology part to bring those, you know, those options to the market, so that we can operate automatically. We can bring more technology to get the data, because getting the data is a big part in this industry. So really think innovation, really think creativity, and create those opportunities. There's always an opportunity, because things are not, you know, things are evolving, and there's going to be an opportunity. I don't say that it's going to be easy to find this opportunity, but look, those opportunities exist, and you have to find a way to find them, because they're there. Yeah.
I love that. Can I just say, you are the first woman that I know who is in energy and gas industry. I haven't met another one. So for
there
that,
are a few.
I applaud you. It's such a masculine thing.
Yeah. It's a very masculine thing.
It's a very masculine thing. So
and that's why, you know, I share my story, because a lot of women, when they go into those industries, like you said, it's so masculine. They want to emulate men. But my strength has been to stay close to my feminine leadership. And that's actually created the authenticity for me to be able to thrive into the industry.
And that's why you stand out, because that's why I noticed you. I've been following you very closely and the things that you do. And I'm just like, girl, you are doing it. Honestly. And I really, really pray that the young girls who are watching us right now or later, when they're going to stumble, any woman, any girl, I mean, I know men, also for them, but now I want to address the girl child here, that, you know, this is not only for men.
No, it's
even
not.
For you, you can tap into this. It's like what I said to you. You are the only woman that I know who's thriving and doing really well in the gas and energy industry. I haven't met another one, you know, so yeah. So girls.
And it's important to know that And what's funny is that, you know, women, we all go to the same schools, you know, with the men, and we're really doing well at school. But what's really stopping us when we go and, you know, start to work in those industries is we, in a way, we doubt ourselves. We have the feeling that we shouldn't be there. But yet, you know, the right attitude is to tell yourself, if I'm there, I have the, you know, the capacity, and I don't have to change myself. I actually gonna try to bring what I have, and then, you know, blend it with what's already existing, and not negate everything that I'm coming with to fit, you know, what's happening. Yes, it's not easy, but you have to persist. You have to be vocal. And I think that's one thing that, you know, sometimes, and I've been guilty of that, you know, when I started my career in the oil and gas industry with all the male, is to really think that, you know, I don't have a voice because I'm being outnumbered, so I don't have a voice. I don't say anything. No, say it, propose things, propel yourself, show up, show that you can deliver more than, you know, is required of you. Show that you can lead a project, you can manage a project. Because what I've seen, and it's incredible, what I've seen some of the men do, sometimes they don't even know, especially when it comes to getting the promotion. They know that they don't have the skills yet to get the promotion, but they still raise their hand and say, I'm ready, I'm going to do it. So they learn on the job, and they keep going up. And we are here, ladies,
still waiting for
the,
you know, for
still
the time we
waiting.
are ready.
Exactly. And sometimes we are more qualified, but we keep on trying to get ready.
I wish I can shake your hand
we
right
don't,
now.
yeah,
Let's
and we
shake
don't
it
say,
here.
no, I want to go. And whatever the challenge, I'm going to prove you wrong. And that's really the most important thing. It's, again, the mindset, the shift of mindset, and really believing in ourselves, because the self-belief is just everything.
Yeah, I mean, you are doing it, dear. You are doing it. So you girls out there, you can also do it. Thank you so much for, you know, empowering us on this sector. Really, I'm so glad that you are sharing this with us right now. But I'm also curious to hear, Mireille, is there any strategy that you have put in place?
Of course, I mean, you have to strategize. You can't just and business is about strategies, because otherwise it's difficult to expand. It's difficult to grow. It's even difficult to position yourself. So the strategy is to always, you know, be abreast of what's going on. So you have to understand the market. So that's a very important thing. And I think what COVID have done so far as a positive, especially for business like us, which were really small businesses, is to open the global market to us. So now you don't have to, you know, there's less, you know, pressure from the big companies, because that were the ones that were visible. But now you have a platform where you can be visible. You can really start to market your product, market your service, and reach out to people, the right people, without, you know, having to travel or go to make sure that you are in a conference where it's going to cost you $10,000, you know, dollars to be able to speak or something. No, you can reach out to those investors, you can reach out to those partners, you can reach out, so it becomes a little easier. But what you need is the clarity, you know, in your business, and understand, okay, what is, you know, the business model that you want to have. And personally, I think you can still think local. You have to think global, even if you still want to have, you know, still be local. But in everything that you do, you have to have a global aspect to it, because the competition is not global. So the strategy is really position yourself globally. Even if you feel like you are a small company, collaborate, get to analyze, to do an audit or whatever they call it, to understand what are your gaps and where do you need really an external help. And then from that, when you have, the gaps, and you know that you need support in an area, find a collaborator or partner, or or try to see how you can get these these skills or this financial help or whatever you think is the gap for you to get to implement your strategy, and because you're not going to be able to do it alone. And I think one strategy is that don't go alone anymore, because we've seen with the disruption what can happen. You have to basically diversify.
Need to hold hands now, isn't it?
Exactly. Ben and really capitalize on partnership, collaboration, but also diversify your collaboration or your partnerships as well, so that when there's you can have try to get a big one or a small one at the same time, so when disruption is happening, you still cover in a way, and
you have
you don't
a plan
expose
B.
yourself. Exactly. So that's very important, and for a lot of company and a lot of entrepreneurs to understand that it's not just a one-way journey. Now you have to yes, you still have this vision, but you have to have different ways, understand what are the different ways that you can take to be able to implement your vision, and understand that the setbacks are not just setbacks. It means that you just have to reroute yourself, as an entrepreneur, and understand that there's something else that you need to try, or there's another setting in your partnership that you need to set, and that's it. Don't look at it as a failure. A failure for you.
I think that's what makes a lot of people get stuck, because when you try and it doesn't get into what you had wanted or expected, or maybe you've entered into a partnership and then it collapsed, or worked with people and then they cheat you or something, I don't know, it makes people withdraw. And I think now, like what you're saying, it's such a time that you can't do it on your own. I love what you said. You need to reach out and see who else is willing also out there, so that you can venture in and partner together, because alone you can do so little. There is a saying that says alone you can do so little, but together we can do so much. So that is really powerful, Mireille. Thank you so much for sharing that. But I want you to tell our the boys and girls, men and women who are watching about your book.
So,
before you start, the Greatness Engineering magazine. You are, I don't know, you are the only one I've met. I've met engineers, but only in aviation, not in your sector. So teach me.
Okay, all right. So I actually wrote a few books. So I've wrote 3 books now. So two books that are more for the energy and the oil and gas sector. So on local content, which is about making sure that the industry is actually giving back to countries where people operate, and make sure that the industry, what the industry generates, is going to actually help the country to develop and create a sustainable development. So that's the first one, which is local content key enabler for oil and gas projects in emerging markets. And then the second one, which is my self-development book, which is Stepping into Your Greatness. That's the one that actually pushed me into coaching and leadership, and because a lot of the thing that I do right now is based on this book. And the book is really a very, very small, book that you can read easily in few hours. It actually, I put in this book some of the rules that I think have worked for me while, so that I think that I've applied without knowing it, but they have worked for me to bring me to the level of success that I have right now. So that's really what it's all about. And really, starting with this book, started to bring out this philosophy of of making sure that people understand that they are unlimited and they can always do better any single day. If they wake up today, it means that they can better themselves. So that's really the message, is that, you know, don't, and one of my motto is really, don't leave anything on the table of life. You are alive, bring everything on the table, push as hard as you can, and become the best version of yourself. And that's my philosophy in everything that I do. So starting from this book, starting from the show, my show that I do, where I bring people who've had, you know, very difficult, you know, journeys, but still came, you know, victorious at the end, share their knowledge, share, you know, their story of triumph, just to make sure that, you know, people understand that there are people who have done it and still doing it. So, and they're not different from them. They are just normal people like us.
Yeah, I always say ordinary people doing extraordinary
things. So coming from very humble beginning, I come from a very humble beginning, but it didn't stop me, because it's really about your mindset and understanding that you have the power. You have the power. It starts with you. And you need to use this power. You step into this power, step into this inner greatness that you have, to start to expand yourself. And as part of this process, I've actually developed a leadership system that I'm now rolling out the leadership system, which is called DARE. So DARE standing for decide, act, review, and expand. And this expansion never stop. So you have to dare to excel. You have to dare to, you know, expand, and
dare to take the first step. I think everything
dare
you have
to
dare.
start exactly. And it comes down to the first decision that you take. What are the decisions that you're taking? And where do you want to be? What do you want to do? What impact do you want to have? What legacy do you want to leave? So those are the kind of question that you have to decide on. And that's the first step of the process for you. And then, you know, when you've done that, you need to have a plan of action. So you need to put, you know, things together. What are you gonna need to be able to be where you want to be? What are the people that you need to meet, to bring in your life? Coaches, mentors. What is the knowledge that you need? Do you have to go back to school, or do you have to take a job where you're going to learn something that's actually going to get you closer to your vision and to your destination? And then when you have that, you have to act. You have to do the work. It's not going to happen just like that. You know, you have to do the work. And when you've done the work, there's obviously a result that you have. It's going to be good or bad or not enough for you. So you have to do this review and understand, okay, where I am in the process. Am I getting closer? Am I there already? Or do I need to take a new decision, or readjust, or whatever I need to do? So that's the review thing. And then when you are happy, you don't stop there. You have to continue to, you know, to go out
challenge
of your
you. I always say challenge
yourself. Challenge yourself. Set new targets for you. And it can be scary, but you have to go and expand, because you're not limited. There's still something that you can bring. And that's really the process. And without knowing it, that's something that I've always done in my life. And so I said, let me package it into something that I can, you know, pass on to other people as well, so that they understand that it's a process that actually works. And if they go through it, they can't actually fail in a way. They will always go forward. And that's important. And people understand that they always have a choice. They always have the power is in our hands. You know, I'm not saying that it's easy, but when you understand your power and you really believe in yourself, and you know that whatever is going to happen, you're going to still keep going forward. Nobody can stop you. Nobody can stop you. You will get there eventually.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing. I would like for you to give a word of, I know you've shared quite a lot. Our time is almost up, but I would like for you to tell, I don't know, especially for the young girls who are watching us or who are going to stumble this. What can you tell them, especially when it comes to your area, you know? Because it's like what I said when, you know, I've seen aeronautical engineers, but not in energy and, you know, oil and gas sectors. So what can you tell these young girls? I mean, men also and boys, but I want us to give a word to the girl today.
Yeah, I think for the girls is, you know, and one thing that I've always, you know, tell people that when I got into this industry 25 years ago, it was just so male dominated and Caucasian dominated as well. Yeah, yeah. So
love it.
So
and you are still here.
Yeah, I'm still here. So I was a minority all the way. And, you know, when you come into something and you are a minority, you think like you don't belong. And so doubts start to creep in and you can actually give up. And what I want to tell to the girls is like, yes, this industry is very male dominated. Yes, you know, you might be the minority, but being the minority doesn't mean that you can't bring anything on the table. So you have to go in this in this industry without this mindset of being a victim or being being the only woman or go into it as being a professional who have the skills and who can bring a value as well as, you know, any other professional engineer or technical person that is around. It's not, don't focus on you being a woman, don't focus on you being a Black woman, don't focus on you being whatever the minority.
Because that's where the limitation is, isn't it?
Exactly, because when you go with a mindset like that, exactly, you're already limiting yourself, and down the road it becomes very, very difficult. And I went through it myself. I went there, you know, you feel like you don't belong and you start to doubt yourself. And then I started I sat down, I said, okay, but God sent me there, so I have to be there and I have to show that
He knew you would do it.
Exactly. So change, and I started to talk to myself and say, you have to change, you know, you have to go to be victorious and start to think at what can I bring in this industry, and how can, you know, I help the industry to go to a next level. And that's the most important, and that's the attitude that I really want the girls to go into. And I want them to understand that it's not easy, but they need also to make sure that, you know, they create the right connections as well, because like in any other industry, you need connection, you need mentors, you need coaches, you need sponsors, because yes, I was the only woman or the only Black woman, but I made sure that through my results, I could have strong men and powerful men sponsors that could speak for me when I wanted something, or when I wouldn't be in the room, so that people understand, yes, she is a person of value. Yes, she can do this project. Yes. So you need to be very, you know, proactive in creating those connections and those relationships, and make sure you always abreast of what's happening in your industry. Learn, you know, what's going on, what is the new technology, what is the next technology. Take the initiative, even if, you know, well, because sometimes you go, and I've been in this situation in some of the company, they don't want to develop you, but take the time to find out what's going on and what are the skills that you're going to need to go to the next level. And if it's not sponsored by your company, take part of your money. I mean, if you're paid, and go and do those trainings, because you know that the money will be that you're going to invest is going to bring you so much.
It's worthwhile, let's say.
It's worthwhile.
Yeah.
So don't wait for anybody to come and, create your career plan or your what's going to happen. You have to be on top of it. You have to know for yourself, what you really want to do, and understand that you are in control. And yes, you need to have this supporting network, but you are the one that you've been waiting for. Nobody else,
You are the one you've been waiting for. I love that.
Exactly. And people like me, I share my story because, what I was missing when I started in the industry is really have some role models that look like me. So what I'm trying to do is really position myself as a role model, be the role models, so that girls will look like me, a woman understand that a woman has done it, so I can do it. And I know that any of the girls that are sitting there, they can do it, because if they put the effort, if they come with the right mindset, and if they have the right the right coaches and mentor, and that's why I do the mentoring, I do the coaching, they will be successful in this industry, and mostly more successful than me, because they've already have my experience, as they know what are the mistake that they shouldn't do and things like that.
That's right.
So I expect them, and I always tell my auntie, I expect you to do better than me, so don't disappoint me.
Bless you. No, you have a lot of love, Mira. You have a lot of love, really, honestly, because it can only take love sometimes really to do what you're doing for another person, because not everyone has the heart for that, really. Service is not easy, dear, but you are doing it. So God bless you for that. Thank you so much. Our time is up now, but thank you so much for, for your, for sharing your knowledge and your wisdom, honestly, because it's so powerful, and you have come a long, long way, and you are still standing strong. I love that. There is something that really makes my heart really, really happy, is when I see women doing things which sometimes people think you cannot do because you're a woman. I love that. I really do. So,
and it's important that as women, as we all talking about women empowerment, it's important that we, the one that have actually been able to do extraordinary things, come up and really share and position themselves as role model, because we don't know the effect that those, seeing somebody that looks like you, being
you
able
can
to
identify yourself.
You can identify yourself. It gives you so much energy and power. So we need to come out, and we need to really share our stories, and at least share our story. You don't have to do like me, go the full time to do service. No, but at least share your story, and so that those girls can be inspired and get this, this positive energy from you to go forward.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And for you viewers, for the young girls, even for men, and this is now for all of us, really. What Mireille, she's teaching us today is you've got to know your industry very well. Develop yourself. Don't just wait for a miracle. Sometimes you've got to get out and create those miracles for yourself also. Know what's happening. Be a problem solver. What is the need in your industry? What is the need in your community? What is the, what is it that it's missing? And how can you solve that? She's also emphasizing on mentors and, getting coaches and all that. I mean, I have mentors, I have coaches as well. And really, it doesn't need to be someone who is in your industry, it can be someone who has the right skills to, that you can bounce ideas with, and really it's very, very important. And the other thing she has also talked about, which is something that I always also emphasize, on these conversations when we, when on Fauza Diaries, it's the mindset. The mind can be deceiving. The mind can tell you you cannot do this. The mind can tell you you can do that. So really, it's up to you. What do you listen to? Do you listen to the I can't, or do you tell yourself I can do all things? What do you tell yourself? It's all here. Change your mindset, and you will see things will gradually start to make a different direction. As usual, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. Please, this conversation is very important. It's one of a kind. I can tell you that. The first woman I have met, okay, I've said, the first woman I've met who is doing really well in oil and gas industry. Share this conversation. You never know. Maybe there is a boy somewhere in the village. Maybe there is a child, I don't know. They might stumble this, and it might really encourage them to look into this industry and, you know, and follow the right career path for themselves. I'll see you soon with another inspiring conversation just like this one. Thank you so much, Mireille.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for your time. God bless you. God bless you and keep you and continue to lead you so that you can be a light to the others.